What's up, y'all? It is Friday. I'm about to retweet the show.
I just retweeted the show. I don't even know how I still have a voice left, Megan. It is uh this is hard.
All right, so just so y'all know, Kelly has the sun coming up behind her because she is in Vegas. And right now, what? It's 7 o'clock Vegas
Yeah,
time?
7 a.m.
Wonderful. 7 a.m. Vegas time. Obviously, we had a humongous day of basketball yesterday. I fared pretty well. I think Kelly ended up faring pretty well for the rest of her day. But man, we have some games to talk about today. And also, really quick, shout out St. Peter's. Peacocks, as I said, they have been my squad. And guess what they did? They went out and they won outright. I fucking love March. I don't know about you, Kelly, but I fucking love March. But let's get into the games, which are for tomorrow, since we've already talked today's slate and my picks are already out. I'm sure Kelly will have hers out if they're not already out here in a second, because as we said, it is 7 o'clock in Vegas, and I'm pretty sure Kelly might not have went to sleep tonight or last night. I think she might still be on a slight bender.
I found a coffee in the fridge from yesterday, and this is going to be my lifeblood for the next 40 minutes.
Lifeblood it is. So, okay.
It's not bad. Update's not bad.
Update, it's not bad. All right, so let's talk some hoops, as the caption says. UNC Baylor. Baylor is laying 5.5, and I want to say, I know it sucks because you were on the other side, but UNC looked so fucking good against Marquette. They truly, truly did. And meanwhile, this Baylor team seems like they don't play well to good competition. Seems like they're a little shaky. Little bit of recency bias, although I did take UNC yesterday. Did not give it out because I really wanted your moneyline parlay to hit, so I didn't want any bad juju. But I'm leaning UNC here to get the job done. I think that they can stay hot. What are you thinking, Kelly?
You know, Marquette, the most disappointing team I bet yesterday, and I had Colorado State that had a 15-point lead. And I think that's why I'm not that mad at Shaka Smart, because at least he respectfully just got blown the fuck out. Like, just laid down, didn't matter, didn't have to sweat it. Colorado State just did me dirty, so it's a little bit different there. But just remember, Megan, a team's never as good as they last looked or as bad as they last looked. And this UNC team looked really, really good. Maybe Marquette just couldn't step up to the big moment. I'm not sure exactly what the hell happened yesterday. It was that bad. On the flip side, Baylor got to face a really easy team in Norfolk State. We talked about it, lay it or don't play it situation, and I immediately was kicking myself for not laying it with Baylor. I was at the Sportsbook with a bunch of Baylor fans, and it just fueled my fire even more. Scott Drew's got this team playing really well. We spoke about how I thought they peaked too early, but that it would benefit them to basically go home the very first day of the Big 12 tournament. They lost to Oklahoma, but that gave them a week to heal their wounds. I like this Baylor team. I'm not sure I'm going to get to the window on them, but if you're asking me to pick a side, I'm going with the Bears.
All right, Kelly leans Bears, I lean UNC. Obviously, these aren't official plays because these games are tomorrow, and we have a whole fucking day of basketball to get through today. Up next, Creighton, Kansas. And Creighton, what they did yesterday, they survived and advanced. Meanwhile, Kansas just pretty much handled business, but Texas Southern, I mean, you would expect Kansas to handle business against Texas Southern, but I will give Texas Southern credit. They're extremely athletic. And I will say that maybe, I'm not saying more talented, but I'm thinking maybe Texas Southern might be a little bit more athletic than Creighton is. I think Creighton is more disciplined. I think they're more talented, and I think they play better on both sides of the ball. But just pure athleticism, I feel like that Texas Southern team, it had the advantage there. This was at 10 earlier. It's now jumped to 11. I want to say it's a later don't play it, but I've been loving Creighton. But I feel like this might be where their bubble goes to burst, and I don't know if I'm going to end up getting to the window with Creighton on this one.
Yeah, Creighton helped me save some face amongst a couple other teams last night. Way to win it in overtime against San Diego State. I needed that. On the flip side, you got this KU team that I wasn't that high on this year. I thought KU wasn't their traditional self, even though, they were 29-6 on the season. They lost to Baylor. They lost to Texas. They lost to TCU. If you remember, that was my best bet a couple weeks ago. This team does not do well away from Allen Fieldhouse. They don't get the calls. They don't get the same treatment. And boy, was I wrong yesterday. But again, not as good as they probably last looked. I will say this. I know some sharp guys that bet KU to win it all. I'm not sure I want to step in front of that train. This offense can get rocking and rolling, but we know Creighton has that solid defense. So as of right now, I have not gotten to the window, but Creighton has been an absolute train for me, covering 5 of their last 6. So I do lean towards the Blue Jays.
I will lean that way as well. And also, shout out Blue Jays because we needed them desperately for our money shots parlay. Now we need Auburn and who else today? My LSU on the money line. Up next, Michigan, Tennessee. Tennessee is laying 6, and another team that just survived and advanced. The little 11 seed. Is that what Dave kept saying? Michigan. Who I was impressed with, although I know the competition wasn't anything crazy. Tennessee. They went out there and they handled business against Longwood. I was looking at even first half for a second at Longwood and decided not to play it. And thank God I didn't, because Tennessee went up like fucking 35 in the first half. This Tennessee team seems like they are a well-oiled machine right now. And I have a feeling that they're going to win and cover this game against Michigan. I just feel like Michigan is just sputtering. It's just, and has been just trying to get there. And then, versus a well-oiled machine versus a bike with a squeaky, rusty chain. Obviously anything could happen, but I'm going to lean Tennessee in the points here.
Megan, ask me the last time that Michigan won back-to-back games.
Kelly, when has it been the last time?
Early February. This team can't win back-to-back games. I guess Colorado State just kind of ran out of gas there that second half. Michigan's got the better athletes. We know they're the better team. That offense is definitely better. But, man, what a disappointing game in a way to end that one. I don't even know if the Rams came out in the second half. I wanted to break every TV in sight. That was not how I wanted to start my day off. But congratulations to Michigan for advancing. You did mention Tennessee just absolutely waxed their opponent. And they've been covering really well for us as of late. I don't have a big opinion here, but it kind of feels like one team deserves to be here and the other team doesn't. Am I going to lay 6 with Tennessee? Probably not, but let's see how things come out tomorrow morning. And I'll give a slight nod to the Vols.
Slight nod. All right, up next, Richmond, Providence. You had Richmond pulling up a humongo upset over Iowa, busting up a ton of brackets. Meanwhile, you have Providence that is just getting the job done. They were the better team on both sides of the ball yesterday, and I believe that they're going to be the better team on both sides of the ball come when they play Richmond. What are they laying? I didn't write this down, so let me go back. Providence is laying 2.5. I caught them laying 2 yesterday, and they handled business for me. I got a little tight there down the stretch, but I think they let off the gas a little bit second half. I do not think this happens again. I was impressed with Richmond, but could this be a little hangover spot for them potentially after beating Iowa? Does their hangover spots in Madness? I don't really think so, but I'm going to keep up with the better team, in my opinion, which who I think is Providence. I like Providence there, and I will probably have a play on them.
Yeah, Megan, we spoke about South Dakota State. I said I thought they were a square dog, and I had already played them. So I had to stick with them, and they just were never the right side. Providence looked good from start to finish, and even though it did get a little dicey down the end, that team, even though they're the best 3-point shooting team in the country, it's a little skewed, right? The data skewed for the conference that they play in. The Summit League doesn't exactly play great defense against the 3-ball. So as far as this game goes, I had a bunch of buddies that were on the Spiders yesterday. They said, I can't believe you didn't bet the Spiders with us. So I ended up betting them second half and was really very happy with how well that team played. That would be the first time I've seen them play all year, and that's just full disclosure. Providence on the other side, I've seen several times. You pretty much know what you're going to get from Providence. And that's just a team that's pretty good on both sides of the ball, that's going to control the pace of play, but they can't shoot the three ball. They get beat up on the boards from time to time, and they tend to turn the ball over on defense. So I wonder if this Richmond team can start to capitalize off of that, because they're one of the best turnover percentage teams in the country. A slight lean here to Richmond. I don't know if I'm going to bet this team. The line opened 3, so at 2.5. Somebody likes the Spiders. I may join them come Saturday.
Well, hopefully you join them so more sharp money comes in so I can get Providence at a better number. Up next, we have St. Mary's UCLA. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch either of these teams yesterday, so I cannot, as you said, full disclosure, have that great of an opinion. You had UCLA with a convincing win over Akron, which, I mean it's Akron. But St. Mary's has been playing some of their best basketball. They've beaten Gonzaga. They've beaten, who else have they beaten? San Francisco. And then they crushed Indiana. So do I want to step in front of St. Mary's right now? I don't know. I feel like I'm going to lean St. Mary's plus the points here. I know UCLA can be a juggernaut, but I feel like they could get caught on their heels here against the St. Mary's team.
So I did watch both these games yesterday, Megan.
I want to address Ben Moore in the chat because we've already went over the games for today. So if you want to go back on YouTube, that was on Wednesday's show. So if you want to see what our picks are and our breakdowns for the 32 games on today, we broke them down on Wednesday. So go over to YouTube. Check that out. Go ahead, Kelly.
I did watch both these games. And if you remember I think it was Monday, we spoke about how I liked the Zips in the first half. Do you think I played them? No, of course not. They were on my list. Do you think I got to the window with the Zips? No, of course. That's how yesterday went for me. So I did not watch a ton of this game because it pissed me off because the Zips covered wire to wire. They controlled that pace of play against UCLA. And I think St. Mary's can do the exact same thing. If you look at these teams on paper, they look strikingly similar, except we know the Gales are a better team. We know that they have the ability to beat big name teams. They just beat Gonzaga their last game of the regular season. My problem is that UCLA looked terrible and St. Mary's just destroyed Indiana. I was not sitting there focused on that game because it was such a blowout that there were more exciting games going on at the same time. I'd look over and I'm like, damn, St. Mary's is up 20. And for a better part of the game, they won by 29. And I lean towards UCLA here, but I don't think I'm going to get to the window with the Bruins. But they just look so bad against a team named Akron. I think the whole world's going to remember that come Saturday morning.
Yeah, that's why my first not highlight because I don't have highlighters like you, but I underline probably just to stay away. All right, up next, St. Peter's, Murray State, and you have St. Peter's catching 8 points. I don't think that's appropriate. I don't like it. I've already put it in. I understand that Murray State is a good team. They won in overtime. Blase. I've been on the St. Peter's team all year long. I was on them yesterday, plus the 17.5. I should have taken them on the money line first half like a fucking smart person, or just on the money line altogether. I should have just bet them money line throughout the game, but I didn't because I was a pussy and just wanted to stay safe with the 17.5. But I will say, I think this is disrespectful towards the Peacocks, and I think that they're going to go in the locker room and they're going to talk about it. They're going to say, why are we supposed to lose by 8 points? Why? Because Murray State did what? Beat who last night in overtime? Who was it? I literally just forgot. Who did they play last night?
Kentucky.
No, Murray State.
Oh, Murray State played San Francisco. Sorry.
I thought. I was like, and then they played San Francisco. The Dons are good, but look, St. Peter's, it's been my squad. I'm taking them plus the 8.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm very happy with St. Peter's yesterday. That was exciting. We took St. Peter's in our Calcutta. So for them to get the win outright, not only cover against Kentucky, was huge because now I'm free rolling the Calcutta the rest of the way. So if I don't win another game, it's okay. That would not be ideal. But that being said, I'm wondering if they can withstand yet another tough spot here. This is a St. Peter's offense that doesn't show a lot of excitement. Now, while yesterday they ended up putting up 85 against Kentucky, my problem with this Kentucky team is, and I said it all year long, this is not your traditional Kentucky team. And they showed lots of weakness, especially on the road this year and especially on neutral sites. Calipari just didn't have this team as disciplined as they normally are. And guess what? A very disciplined, great defensive team in St. Peter's got the best of them. Offensively, though, this team scares me. And that's where I'm kind of having a hang up here. I would love to see St. Peter's advance to the next round. I'm going to be cheering for them. But this Murray State team is great on both sides of the ball. We're going to see how this one plays out. But man, I'm with you. I'll join you on the +8, most likely, come Saturday morning.
I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, New Mexico State, Arkansas. And I did take New Mexico State, but was so scared to give it out. Because I
gave it out and I've been so terrible this college basketball season. Yeah, I don't blame you either.
I was scared. I was like, man, I don't know. I haven't seen much New Mexico State basketball. I mean, the 6.5 seems right. So I put some money on it, but I just didn't make the finale card, if you will. But now they're playing Arkansas, who fucked up my entire day yesterday. I needed 2 points for a fucking 8-game sweep. Anyway, yeah, so I'm not super excited to be betting on Arkansas. You got what are they, the Lobos? No, they're not the Lobos, are they? The Cowboys? Who are in New Mexico? Are they, what is their mascot?
These guys are the Aggies, New Mexico State.
Aggies.
New Mexico is the Lobos.
Lobos. Okay, I knew somebody over there was a Lobo because those are my little small schools that I like to bet. But you have New Mexico catching 6 again. Do you think 6 might be a magic number? Oh, 6.5 yesterday, but do you think this might be a magic number for this New Mexico State team? Because I know Arkansas can be a buzzsaw, and I went to sleep last night. Well, they were up like 12. I was like, okay, I'm going to go to sleep and hopefully wake up to a Murray State win and an Arkansas win. I immediately woke up, checked my phone because I was worried about Murray State, saw that they got it done in overtime. And then I was like excited because I definitely thought I swept. And then I looked and, well, Arkansas, they won, but they didn't cover. I'm going to give a slight nod, if I'd like to be Kelly, to this New Mexico State team. But I'm probably not going to play it because if I do, Arkansas is going to come out and fucking blow them out. Or New Mexico will not cover by like 2 points, just like Arkansas did to me yesterday.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one, Megan, because New Mexico State basically single-handedly saved my whole day. That money line put me barely in the green. I mean, a lot of people tell me I had a tough day yesterday, but that's because I'm being compared to you right now. I went 3-3. I had
you took every dog and you took a money line. So your plays were way more ballsy than my plays. I did have my one ballsy play with Georgia State plus a 23.5, which
that was great. I ended up tailing you on that one. And I took a really awesome video of me flipping off the entire crowd that was booing Gonzaga. And I was like, you know what, Kelly, maybe you've had too many hard seltzers to be doing this. So I went back to my like little private VIP room and sat down. But I was like, at that point, I think I was started the day off 0-3, and I just needed to get that W and that win. So thank you, Megan, for giving me Georgia State. Got me just a little bit of confidence.
That was tough, though. We got real sweaty down the stretch.
Oh, my God. How are you going to be tied at halftime and then give that up because, well, you're playing Gonzaga? But I did bet against Arkansas as well last night. I'm sorry. Vermont was my best bet. I wanted them to win outright so I could have a profitable day. And it didn't happen. Vermont was just not great down the stretch. They cut it to 2, and it was just one of those things. The line closed 4.5. I gave it out at 6 to some of my buddies earlier in the week. It was 5 when I gave it out yesterday. So to see that reverse line movement come to fruition was really, really nice. Am I going to bet against Arkansas again? I don't know. Rumors are swirling that Chris Jans is going to be K-State's new head coach. So am I going to cheer for this guy? Probably. Kind of on the fence here, but lean towards the Aggies. Sorry, Arkansas fans. I know I met a couple of you guys yesterday in the Sportsbook, and they were not pleased that I had Vermont, but everybody should be happy. Your team won, and my team covered, and they got to advance to the next round. We'll see.
Everyone should be happy.
We'll see if this New Mexico State team can't not turn the ball over against Arkansas, and that's going to be their key here to being able to keep it within the 6.5 and possibly win outright.
All right, final game on the docket. Memphis Gonzaga. Obviously, I've been riding this Memphis train pretty much all year, except the one game against Houston where they won by like 20, and that still sticks in my brain and it makes me really sad. But I do feel like I'm going to have to end up taking the plus 10.5 with Memphis. I think the Zags are good, but we saw that they could be susceptible yesterday to a team like Georgia State. Do I think that they get caught on their heels like that again, especially with a very athletic Memphis team? No. But do I think that Memphis can keep it within the 10.5? Yes. I think they're gritty enough. I think they'll play well enough. I think they'll get some boards. I think they'll play some good defense. Do I think the Zags advance? Yes. But I think Memphis can cover this number.
Yeah, this is tough. We just spoke about the Zags, and as you mentioned, it got dicey late. And I mentioned that with some of my beefs with these big name teams, right? You're laying a premium. And I think this was the only team that didn't, wasn't it? The only, like, basically Gonzaga was the only, like, 1 seed and or 2 seed that didn't cover their number. And they play in the West Coast Conference. I told you they were the odds-on favorite to win the whole thing, and I didn't know if they deserved to be that. That last year they ended up getting beat by Baylor and the whole thing. I'm sure that they're seeking some sort of revenge for that one. I don't have this as my number 1 team, Megan. So
it's a long fucking march to go through to try to have revenge. I mean, you got from the 32 to 16 to 8.
Yeah, I mean, and Baylor looked great yesterday, but I don't think that they're gonna end up in the Final Four either. Let's see. If Memphis plays a disciplined game, doesn't turn the ball over, and gets hot from 3, I think they can cover this number. But Zags have national championship aspirations here. They're going to be really tough to beat. This is one of the fastest teams in college basketball. We know they hit those short little jumpers, get tons of points in the paint, and they're great defensively. So Mark Few, his team, probably going to win the whole thing, but I hope they don't because I'm sick of the chalk already. So I'll be with you. I think maybe 10 is too many points. This one's already come down a little bit. It is 10.5 still at the Barstool Sportsbook, actually. So the 10's coming up. Tell me that people are on. Memphis might be worth getting that 10 in the hook over at the Barstool Sportsbook.
I'm going to do that right now. Done. All right. I already had that one up. All right. So
obviously isn't up yet, by the way.
Shout out to Kelly for getting up so that we didn't do the show Saturday because, well, I thought that I was going to have time, but I'm going to be on a St. Patrick's Day float that I thought I would be there, have to be there around like 9. They're saying I need to be there before 8:30, but they have a cooler full of high noons for me.
There you go.
I have like Barstool Sportsbook koozies to throw out. I got beads. I got I love a surprise money shot. I do too, Jay Koopman. Lots of fun stuff there. And again, I'm sorry if y'all didn't get our parlay in yesterday, but go ahead and cheer it on in. We need LSU on the money line and Auburn to cover the 15.5 for us to cash plus 650, Cal?
Yes, it sounds like you and I have a couple of games in common for Saturday. Maybe we'll see if we can't get another money shots parlay for you guys for Saturday and Sunday.
How many of these we can hit? I think we can get hot from the two of us. I would say.
Well, like I said, the games that we agreed on yesterday, life went really well. The games that we were opposite, life went really well for you. So.
But hey, you had football season. You're probably still fucking free rolling from that.
It was really great. Yesterday, some guy goes, Kelly, hell of a football season. You never saw that regression that you kept being so afraid of. I go, yes, I have. It's called basketball season. He goes, oh, okay, good point.
All right, look for us before the Perkins Bridge. I will have a Barstool flag behind me. So look for me. If you show me a Barstool Sportsbook app that's open, I'll fucking pound you with stuff. It doesn't matter if there's a bet. Just show me that you have it downloaded, and I'll start just fucking dicing you with stuff. All right, Kelly, go ahead. Get you a little nap because I know you have a long day ahead of you. I'm about to go get my hair done because you've been showing me up here recently with your beautiful, fresh blonde locks, and I have this gross, rooty, brassy shit going on in my head. I love you guys. Have a fantastic Friday. Be responsible, bet responsibly, and always at the Barstool Sportsbook.